Hey everyone, this is the horror of it all, and I am Rob J Lilly, my professional acting name, and I am with Ronald A Black, or we
My
can just
professional
call him
acting
Ron,
name.
right?
That's it.
What?
You can just call me Ron.
Okay. So this is we're not doing a podcast, but obviously a video cast, and this is the first one, so we're going to be a little rusty. I'm always rusty. I'm old and rusty. Um, and this is just going to be on YouTube. And I did start a Facebook page, and I'll invite you, Ron, because you
All right.
make you administrator. See how many people we can get. But we basically want to talk about horror films, but I think mostly independent films too. I mean,
I
this
mean, yeah,
first one will be just Ron and I talking about ourselves and how we met. And I don't know if you want to start, Ron. Just
however you want to do it, Rob. I mean, I'm good with anything. I mean, if you want, I can start it off. It's not a big deal.
yeah, this is off the
Go ahead.
cuff,
Yeah, that's fine. Well, me and Rob first met at, I'm sure we've met each other during horror cons because we go to all kinds of horror cons and stuff. And I know Rob's a big music aficionado. So
hmm
we met actually the first time, like we really talked on the set of Crimson Harvest, Xander Goldman's feature horror film.
Okay.
And we started talking. He said he had a music podcast, and we started talking about that. And then he brought up the Smithereens, and I'm a big Smithereens fan. And lo and behold, Rob is friends with the Smithereens. Pat Denuzio, God rest his soul, but the rest of the guys, he talks to them frequently. So I was like, wow, really? I've been to a bunch of their shows, and I talked to Jimmy and Dennis and Mike before that. So it's
Well,
I've
You and I are both Jersey guys,
oh
right?
definitely, yeah, both live in Jersey, pretty much raised in Jersey. So yeah,
Yeah. And yeah, now you were you because I want to go down the films that well, first of all, I want to go back to like 2023. I said to my friend Jeremy, I really want to be in a horror movie. I want to be killed, but I always wanted to be like a movie extra. Nothing, I'm not, I'd have to take acting classes to see if I was actually a good actor, um but Ron, do um you know Paul Sutt too,
yes,
our mutual friend. But I have a question. Because my brain is foggy. Were you with me on the set of Hunt Chase Kill?
I was in the
Also.
scene where everybody was in the brewery,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
I think everybody was there because Xander was
Yeah.
there, Todd was there. I think we were all there together, and we just
Yeah.
really didn't know each other at the time because we were all just mingled
Well,
in. So
that's what's funny with what I'm learning with independent horror is, especially in a certain region like New Jersey, New York, uh, you get to meet basically a lot of the same actors will be they're not in all the same movies. I mean, there's a good chance you're going to see Felissa Rose in a movie. Uh, but that's what's funny. Ron and I, we were in the same movie, but never talked because we didn't know each other until I came to the set of Crimson Harvest, and I had to drop off because I also have a printing company, and I printed w- posters for let's say Paul Sutt. He is a writer director of Hunt Chase Kills. We'll talk a little bit about that. And I looked up the date, and it was August 25th of last year. And it was Sunset, if I'm correct, Sunset Brewery.
right,
I don't know the town. I didn't remember the town. It was in Pennsylvania. And now that was my first, uh, it wasn't my first role as an extra because I was in Daniel Roebuck's Saint Nick of Bethlehem. And that was my first taste uh, of being in a movie. And Uh, some people want to be an extra. They want to be in the movies, but I have to tell you, it's a long day, even if you're and but you meet a lot of great people while you're there, like the downtime when they're not shooting. Um, you know, Saint Nick of Bethlehem was 6 at night till midnight. I had to work the next day, and so it was 6 hours to film, two scenes. So, uh, and then I got invited to Hunt Chase Kill because of Xander Goldman, who did Macabre Mountain, which everybody should check out. Uh, and I I met Xander at the premiere of that movie, and I looked that up. That was way back. That was October of 2023. Uh, so I met Xander then, and I actually donated a little bit of money just to get a thank you. I was supposed to be in, well, I was almost an extra in that movie, but there was a little miscommunication. And but then I got to know Xander. Xander got me in Hunt Chase Kill, where I met Paul Sutt, and Paul and I hit it off. He's been on my music podcast, No Good Music, and but Hunt Chase Kill. We were just Ron and I were just at the premiere, which was in I want to say Garwood, New
I
Jersey,
would, yeah.
at this place called Crossroads, where they mostly have concerts, and great turnout. I thought it's a small place, but there had to be, I'd say, 100 people, more than 100. I don't know, including a
It
lot of
was a
the
lot. Yeah,
actors.
it was full.
Yeah. So even though Ron and I are both in Hunt Chase Kill, you're only in the bar scene. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And I and it was funny because that day, and I think Ron remembered, I raised my hand because I didn't really know Paul, and I didn't know the whole story. I realized that there's a search party, going to be a search party. We're on the bar, and the lead actor, um, he asked who wants to come with me to look for his sister. I didn't know if I was going or staying there. Ron stayed, and I went and eventually got murdered. So, uh,
Yeah, I was the chicken. Me and Chris were standing there. We're like, "Who wants to go?" We raised our hands. Then we're like, "Okay, let's go." We put our hands down and sat back in the chair, and everybody else walked
okay.
past us.
So your day was probably shorter than mine.
Yeah, I mean, we told Paul that we were there to help him, whatever he needed, and
Yeah.
like I said, we were new to the scene, so he didn't really know who we were. And after the fact, he's like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you guys were what you were, or else I'd have definitely needed your help with all these kills I had to do." So I
Yeah.
was a one man show doing special effects and filming and all this kind of stuff. So, like I said, it's like who you meet when you're there, and then when they realize that everyone's got the same passion and does the
Hmm.
same kind of thing, it's like, oh man, I could have definitely used you to do this.
Yeah.
So it's like everything just goes around.
Hmm. So hopefully, Hunt Chase Kill will be out on streaming services, maybe in
Yeah,
a couple of
Paul's
months.
working on that right now. He's talking to some
Yeah.
distribution companies.
Yeah. So yeah, so look for Hunt Chase Kill. Uh, you'll see Ron in the bar scene, you'll see me in the bar scene, and you'll see me in a barn. I won't give too much away, but walking around, looking around. So, and I won't say how I died, but uh, so Ron, we want to talk about you, and you have what is it, Black Avenue? Is that what Black
Black
Avenue?
Ave, yeah, I'm a co-owner of Black Ave Films with Chris Avellino. We
Hmm.
got my last name is Black. His is Avellino. We cut that to Ave. I
Oh,
already had
okay.
the
That's
I
cool.
already had the banner of the two crossroads, the
Uh-huh.
two street signs, and I'm like, Black Ave
Oh yeah,
Films
I've
fits
seen that.
perfectly. So
Hmm.
he's like, oh, so that worked out perfectly. But it's funny because everybody calls him either Avenue. It's like, hey, Chris Avenue. He's like, dude, it's
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty funny. I mean, we've got a few things out. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got a website. People can go check it out. Our first endeavor into filmmaking was this thing called MonsterCon Massacre, which was
Okay.
amateurs with Amazon cameras and Amazon recording equipment running around the convention, a horror convention, filming friends and kill scenes.
Hmm.
And as bad as it is, it's actually funny as hell. So I mean, if
Is that
people want to
on,
check it out,
is that
it's on
streaming?
it's on YouTube. Like if you go to our YouTube
Okay.
channel, you can pull up that. You can pull up. We've got 4 episodes of Flicker, which is another little 3 to 5 minute episode where people just get killed in an apartment building. So it's like we're out there trying to make it happen. We just had Swine and Dine
Yeah,
finished
let's talk
coming
about
out.
that.
Yeah, that is that's our. We actually had an Indiegogo for that and raised a little bit of money, which we raised more than I thought we would. We've got a lot of friends, and they just all everybody pitched in and helped us out. But I'm glad they did because now we've got it in festivals and we're winning awards overseas. It's crazy.
Hmm.
We've got a premiere at Smodcastle Cinema, which is Kevin Smith's movie theater up in Atlantic Highlands
Okay.
on
Yeah.
on July 27th at 3 o'clock. So we're going to show that, our other two shorts, and one of the guys that was on our lighting crew, the guy that did the lights, Mark Sorrow, he has a little short out that we threw in there for everybody to see called Mama Rose's Pound Cake, which is it's hilarious. It reminds you of like a Tenacious D skit. It's
Hmm.
real, it's real off the cuff kind of comedy.
So with
Yeah, but
Swine and
like
Dine, you submitted it to uh film festival, right? And
I submitted that to 68 film festivals as of right
okay.
now, all across the world. I've got some in Sweden, France, Germany, Italy, England, United States. So it's out there. And like I said, we're right now we won a best horror short in Spain. We
Hmm.
won second and third place in movie posters in Italy. We're about like in the next couple of weeks we'll know if we win for Cannes World Film Festival, which that's a I didn't even think we were close to that one, and now we're semifinalists.
Hmm.
So I don't even I'm like shocked to shit that that even happened. So I'm just riding the momentum. We had a couple people, vloggers, check it out, and they're like, "Wow, this is really good." So I'm like, I guess it must be good because people are talking about it.
Hmm.
So we don't really have it streaming yet right now because of the festival circuit. Some festivals are a little bit touchy on having it out to the public. So right now we only have it on. If you want it, you can either come to the premiere and watch it at one of our premieres at a film festival, or you can buy it on the Indiegogo as a digital download. But as of right now, like we're still talking to people. We're going to have Blu-rays for sale at our at the premiere, and once we do that, we'll probably have them for sale on our website just so people can check it out because it's
Okay.
got a little bit of fun to it, but it's like a slasher, your old school typical slasher. So there's
Hmm.
blood, a lot of it. So for a 20-minute short, there's it's jam packed.
Now, did you this sounds like an interview. We're interviewing, but
No, no,
you're
it's all good, Rob. It's like that's what we're doing. Like we're trying to get a feel for everything. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
cool with it.
But did you start as like an extra in horror film, or how did you,
Yeah,
or
I'm
did you
glad you
start
brought that up.
making
No,
films?
I originally I got into this like there was an Indiegogo for a short that Francesco DePinto was making called Pretty Face. And
Okay.
if anybody doesn't know who Francesco DePinto is, he was in Terrifier 2, the clown cafe scene. He's one of the kids on the swing who gets murdered.
Oh, okay.
So he was in with some of those guys. So we started talking to him, and he told us about his little thing. And my son really wanted to be in it. So
Hmm.
I did the Indiegogo thing, and then I talked to Francesco, and I liked what he had to pitch. So I threw associate producer money up just to get in there. We hung out on set, and I was like, "Wow, this is awesome! I love this. This is the vibe that I want." And next thing you know, I was talking to Mike Levy, and he told me about this film that was coming, getting ready to start production called Boy from Below with
Hmm.
Tori Jones, Jonestown Productions, and I talked to him, and I got into that. I did a lot of Indiegogo for that. I got Blu-rays, associate producer, executive producer, parts for my son, acting with Felissa Rose, acting with all these actors, Leah Foisey. So it was he really wanted to do it, so I did it for him. Next thing you know, I'm
Hmm.
having so much fun on set.
Yeah.
They asked me to be part of the some of the scenes, so that was my actual first taste of being on camera, and I loved it so much. As a matter of fact, Boy from Below is premiering this in September 5th in Indiana
Okay.
on two theaters, and also in Syracuse, New York that weekend for ScareCon. So
Hmm.
I'm real excited to see how it turned out. I've been waiting for this for 2 years, so
Yeah,
see
some of
how it
these
is.
films, and if people that are listening and you thought about, oh, it'd be cool if I was in a horror movie or as an extra, definitely go to Indiegogo, and there's perks there. And yeah, you have to, unless you're a well-known actor, you do have to, you should, you would donate to a movie, sometimes to be in it, you know. Um, and it's not to be famous, it's to support people that are very passionate about film, like independent. I mean, not even all horror, it's just independent film. But mostly I'm centering towards horror. Saint Nick of Bethlehem just was an opportunity that I had. Like I said, I always wanted to be an extra. And Daniel Roebuck, if anyone knows who he is, he was in Lost. He played the Count in the New Munsters, Rob Zombie's movie. But he's been in a ton of stuff. He was on the old Matlock show with Andy Griffith, right?
Danny's been acting since the
Yeah,
'80s, since the
yeah,
early '80s. So
yeah.
yeah, he's a trained professional.
So it's weird because I followed Daniel Roebuck when I heard about this new Munsters movie. Like and I saw my wife and I watched Lost, but I didn't know who he was until I started following with this Munsters. I'm like, oh, okay, that guy, and he was in The Fugitive. He's been in a ton of stuff. And so it's weird because I went to a show in near Allentown, and I ran into Daniel Roebuck, and this was before the Munsters movie came out, and he was just there walking around, and he's from Bethlehem. And I knew exactly what he looked like. I never met him before. And I talked to him. I got a picture with him. He was just great. And so anyway, so I was following him on Facebook. And like I said, and sometimes you hear about these things afterwards, that, oh, they filmed this movie like down, like the next town over from me. And you didn't even know about it until, you hear about it. So, or afterwards. So he was looking for extras. He said just show up at this firehouse. I forget what town it was. And it used to be a firehouse, and now I think it's converted to like a meeting place and a bar. But it looks like an old firehouse, just one door on it. And so I got my friend Jeremy, I got my friend Matt and his wife who are not into the, collecting autographs or any kind of thing like that, but his wife works at St. Luke's. And before this, I was telling Matt about Daniel Roebuck. He didn't know who he was. And I don't, it was soon after that Daniel Roebuck's at the hospital there filming. And his
That's
wife
awesome.
and Matt must have showed his wife Daniel Roebuck or something, and then she knew who he was. So, and yeah, so that was the first movie that I was actually an extra in. Years ago, when I worked in Clinton, they were filming a TV movie, and it was Ed Begley Jr. and I forget the other woman. She was in like Designing Women or something, the TV show. And I went to the Holiday Inn with a lot of people, and they had like three different scenes you could be an extra in. So I worked right down the street from Main Street. That's where they were going to have a parade, and I was going to be a bystander. But I was when you have a regular job and then they call you and say, we're not filming today because it's raining, I can't take off. I couldn't take off another day. So it didn't work out. That was a long time ago. Um, but I've
Yeah,
always
but
been,
you're into it now.
yeah,
That's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that
yeah.
counts.
So I wanted to run down the films that it's amazing that most of these, almost all of them, I donated to. So I mean, this is the thing. The first two movies I donated to, I was kind of discouraged because I don't even think these two movies, the one might be on DVD right now, but the other one you can't even find. That was the first movie I donated to. And we're talking like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And it was Amityville Shark House, right? I won't mention the guy's name, but and then he had another movie, Mistletoe Massacre, right? Right. So
see, if you know the names of these movies, you know exactly who he's talking about. But
yeah, and he was sending me audio to donate to more of his movies, and I know a lot of his movies have come out. There's Desert Fiends, Felicia's in, one of them, Eric Roberts, who's in everything. Um, So anyway, I was kind of discouraged. And then when we got to Mistletoe Massacre and my voice was going to be in the movie, it wasn't me talking. I needed to sing Jingle Bells. Now I can't really sing, but I did it. And I don't know if he was putting it together with other voices. I don't know what he was doing. I haven't heard it yet. Uh, but then I stumbled upon, I have a honeymooners group for the old TV show called the Raccoon Lodge. I have my hands in all different things, like a lot of people do, right? And I was looking for two new administrators to the group because the girl that used to do it, uh, she had her husband tragically died in a car accident, and she was just a mess, too much of it. And I was the administrator, and she was, and she couldn't. I felt she couldn't handle. I mean, the group that we approve posts and that stuff. It was very minimal for the group. So I was looking for two people, and I found this guy, and Scott Tepperman was one of them who volunteered to be administrator, and I wanted to talk to him on the phone because I want to make sure I didn't want someone who wasn't going to do anything, or like I
right,
said, we don't allow scammers in there, and we've run a pretty tight group. And then I found out Scott he was in Ghost Hunters International. He's a big horror fan. He did horror movies. So that's how I met Scott through the Honeymooners group, you know. And he does movies called Cruel Summer. So the first one where I was actually in, not physically, but my picture was Cruel Summer 3, Pray for the Fall. And I was a psych patient, and I have it here, but I don't know, with this screen that I have up here, you probably can't see it. Oh, there I am. And I don't know, just the angle of the picture, I'm like, it doesn't kind of looks like me, but so anyway, when that came out, because what I'm doing now is if I'm in the film, I really want the DVD. I mean, I don't know if you do that too,
oh,
but
if I donate, I try to get the
you want to
Blu-ray or the
have it.
DVD. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a copy of something with my name on
yeah. So yeah, so I got the DVD, and it's great because I use my real name, and my I showed it to my son who likes horror movies, and he was cracking up just because that was the first on screen. And yeah, it's a small film, it's an independent film, and you can stream those, Cruel Summer. And then the fourth one, I was supposed to go to Florida with two of my friends that actually do a honeymooners podcast. So Scott knows them. One's a comedian, Joe Conte, and we ended up filming it in my kitchen, doing it remotely. And we're being interrogated because it's a movie within a movie where there's a murder on the set, and they think that Scott and the guy that does the movies with him, Jason, that they have something to do with it. And she and Rochelle Davis, who's, known for The Crow, the girl in The Crow, she's the detective. So we're on a video call. So that was fun. Joe and Louie came over to my house, and my wife read the lines that Rochelle would read. And that hasn't come out yet. They're having the premiere soon in Florida in an IMAX theater.
Nice.
So I won't see myself until I get the DVD, I guess. But and then I donated to a couple where I've my pictures haven't come out yet. Let's see, Birthday Bash. I don't know if you know about that one. I'm supposed to be on a rock poster, and I have a wig. You might have seen my videos, Rock and Rob. Uh, I just like to have fun. So I put on the wig and the sunglasses, and I sent a couple pictures like that. So we'll see what I look like on the poster. And then I had a really good opportunity to be in Sean Whalen's film, his second film, Swipe, uh, because I got to know Sean last year, and I was an extra. And weirdly enough, he lives in Los Angeles, or he lives in California, and Rebecca Kennedy, who I became friends with, she lives in California, and they were filming like 20 minutes from my house. I mean, how does that happen? Near Flemington, New Jersey, right? At a buffalo farm. I didn't even know there was a buffalo farm in New Jersey. And yeah, so I did that. That was I think that was earlier this year because it was like I don't know, it was like 20 degrees outside. We got to wear our coats inside this building, like a barn. They set up like it was a bar with tables and a fake tap. And I was standing at the bar in the background. And then I have another scene where I'm closer to the table. Me and this girl are sitting there talking. So we'll see that one. And of course, Crimson Harvest. You filmed your scene?
Yeah, I have to go back in September for
Oh,
a little scene, but I was going to go back anyways. Xander said I'm welcome on set whenever. So
good, good.
if I see an opportunity, I'm there.
Yeah, because I'm going to be there in September. I don't know when. I don't know if I should say what character I am.
You can say what character.
Yeah, I'm going to be this is the thing. If Xander Goldman, like I said, who we both love, like he's a great guy, and he did Macabre Mountain. You got to check that out. So this is his new film. He's filming in Blairtown, New Jersey. But when he's in a film, Hunt, Chase, Kill, he's a police officer. He's been in a lot of films where he's a police officer. So I'm going to be a police officer, but there's going to be other police officers. So I don't know if we all show up. I doubt I'm going to be driving a police car, but maybe I'm just going to, I don't know if I get a gun. Um, I'm doing name badges for
Uh,
Xander. So I can say that. So I don't know if we want to say anything else. This is sort of an introduction. We could keep it short. Uh, you know.
I mean, I could let me run off some of my movies because a lot of
Yeah,
them
yeah,
are
yeah.
actually coming out this year. So
Hmm.
we've got The Boy from Below, which is my first one. I went from that into what did I do next? Grind, which comes out in a couple of actually August. It's hitting premiere August 8th in Irwin, Pennsylvania by Pittsburgh. Mark Cantu is the director. Oh, phenomenal guy, phenomenal guy. He's the one he did the other Xander Goldman movie, which is a Massacre Academy. He was
Oh
the
yeah.
director
Okay.
on that,
I've seen that.
and he did Wolf Hollow, which that's a good film too. So Mark's a good guy. Uh, then we did I did Deadly Endings, up in Connecticut with Dan Kearney, Cheney Morrow, Jeremy Hirsch,
Hmm.
DJ
That's
Pat, a whole
another
bunch of like it was it
another
was
friend of
it was
ours.
jam packed. Yeah, it was jam packed with people. So it's going to be good when that comes out. That'll be coming out this year. Then I did Jacker 3 with Phil Herman in Philly. That's premiering in a month. So it's like if this is this for this year. It's like a lot of movies that I was in and acted in are like popping. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna
Hmm.
miss this. I'm gonna miss this, but
Yeah,
I'm sure that I'll be taken care of.
that's the thing. If you and I assume you donate.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, I'm I'm kind of known as like people. I support independent horror and films just for the fact that I want to see them get made, and I
Hmm.
if I can give something, I generally do. And I've got on Indiegogo, I've got 235 donations
Hmm. Okay.
in the last year. So
Yeah.
it's it's something. I'm trying to help,
Are
but
you
I anything like
little personal, but are you retired?
no, I'm still I
Okay.
trust me. I wish I was retired. Then I'd be me and Chris would be cranking out way more movies.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But like I said, with that, you have to. I mean, you can, it's hard to fund yourself. So, but you got to do what you got to do. And
Hmm.
I enjoy it too much. But like I said, I was in Birthday Bash,
Okay.
like Rob was saying. I was actually there on set with Eric Roberts.
Okay. Okay.
Which
Great.
that was a good time. Then I did Black. I just the last film I did was Black Sheep up in York, Pennsylvania, and that's all these are. I mean, just from watching the actors and actresses and reading the story, they're
Hmm.
all phenomenal stories. They all look real good on video. I can't wait for all these to come out. It's like
Yeah.
not, they're they're not cheesy. Like you think, oh my
Hmm.
god, independent horror is going to be cheesy. That I mean, we ours is kind of cheesy, but it's got production value to it. But
Hmm.
these are like real. They look like real Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
I mean, done on the cheap. So I
I
mean, you
think
got
it
to give these.
depends on the amount of donations,
Yeah,
or what, like with Paul Sutt, um, he, I think this might have been his, I think it was his first, I want to say it was his first movie.
I think it was his first that he did like a full. He did one
Yeah.
before that, a short.
Okay.
Uh, but this is his first like feature film.
Yeah. But what
Which I
he,
mean,
but with Indiegogo, like he, I guess he was new to the whole thing, but for the amount of money he did not get, his film looks phenomenal, I thought.
no, it looks good. Like for what
Yeah,
he
it looks
shot
good.
and he
Yeah.
what he did, it looks
Hmm.
really good.
Yeah.
I mean, his shots are. I mean, he's been like on in Hollywood and doing. He's actually been in a lot of A plus movies. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he was on set and helped out in 300. I mean,
Yep.
he's been
Van Helsing,
yeah, he's been in a lot
Watchmen.
of a lot of movies.
Yeah. And he told me
He's got
he's worked with Tom Savini, or he's like, I guess, taught him some things too.
yeah. I mean, he's been in the business for like almost 20 years, so
Yeah. Yeah.
he's been on sets where he knows what's going
Mhm.
on. So like I
Now I'm
said, I
excited
trust
to
Paul.
see more from him, because there are, I really think there are different caliber, like people that are just starting out, working things out. It's like, unless you're like Paul Sutt, who had the experience, of what goes on, like from a big Hollywood movie, then he can scale it down. But it's a learning experience for people that have just, hey, I wrote this script, you know, and they love horror movies, and like, I really want to film a horror movie, but don't really know how to go about it. It could take longer. It could take more money because it took longer. And yeah, so because
Yeah, like I said, I could tell you from experience.
hmm.
I mean, because me and Chris have only been doing this for a little over a year. So we started last March.
Hmm.
We shot our first film in March. of last year during Monster Mania,
Okay.
and we've only been doing it for like a year, a little less than a year and a half.
Hmm.
And from the day one to now, you can see like the production quality. Like a lot of people come to us and think we've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years, and we haven't been. We've barely got a year and a half out of this,
Yeah.
and we learn. We take what we learn and we actually apply it to what we need to do. And between me and Chris's teamwork, I mean, we run everything through each other. So it's like we've got this joint effort, like this and this and this and this. So it's like we just kind of make it work. We talk
Yeah.
everything out. We work together at our real jobs. So it's like we're constantly talking to each other.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what helps, because I've been on sets where it's like this person doesn't talk to this person and this person doesn't talk to this person. Everyone's like, what's going on next? It's like we got to ask him instead of everybody knowing what's going on, which it gets
Yeah.
it gets tedious doing that, but it's a learning experience like everything else. You just gotta use your mindset and just go, okay, what do I need to do to make this better? What do I need to do to make this better? And then you just each film you learn, you take that to the next one and make it better.
Hmm.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about progression. So if you ever wanted to think about doing films or making movies, it's it's time consuming, it's expensive at times, but honestly, if that's what you have a passion for, it is so fun, and you can have so much fun on set. Just I mean, if you watch any of our videos, we're constantly smiling and laughing and cracking jokes,
Hmm.
and we just that's it. It's all about having fun. Like wherever we are, we're having fun. Even when we were on set of Crimson Harvest, me, Jeremy, Robert Todd Kennedy, Rob, we're all like messing with each other,
Yeah.
like right there, and just having fun. It's all about having fun and making everybody
I
welcome.
think when people want to be an extra, want to be actually in a movie, they have to have a pretty flexible, for our listeners, you have to have a pretty flexible schedule because, the movies aren't only filmed on, Saturday or Sunday or, they're filmed in, a very short amount of time sometimes. Like with Xander's film, I think it was 2 weeks maybe within,
Yeah, that's even a long time. Some of them try to get done
yeah,
in 10 days.
yeah. So for me, I know for me, I work from home, and Blairstown, where they're filming Crimson Harvest, is 30 minutes from my house. So I can move things around. That's why I came over the one day, Xander, like he told you, just you can come and hang out, and Felissa was there that day, and Robert Mukes. Um, I wasn't, acting. I didn't even see Xander. I was there 2 hours. He was over at what he was calling, I think, the shit house.
Right? Yeah.
Right. Uh, so what what kind of, besides your movies, you must have a flexible works, or do you have your own? I'm not gonna. You don't have to tell me exactly,
No,
but
me and Chris work for a construction scaffolding and insulation company. So, I mean,
okay,
we we've been there for a long time. Like we've been both of us have been there over 10 years. So it's
okay,
kind of like we have so much vacation time, and as long as we get our
okay,
jobs done, we're going to take off these couple of days, and they're like, all right, no problem, we're good.
okay. That's good.
So
Yeah.
it's good to have that kind of flexibility, because, like you said, when you what they call pay to play, you never know. You've got to kind of talk to the people that are in charge of it in advance and try to get a good idea of when they think they're going to film and where they're going to film. Because
Hmm.
a lot of times it's going to be in Ohio or Kentucky or
Yeah. Yeah.
Tennessee. You may find some closer, like in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or New York, but it depends on what you're looking for. If you want to work with a certain actress or actor, or if you want to like a kill scene, or the director, or you think you've watched some of the movies, but it's like I said, it's a good way to get involved. And if you ever thought about being in a movie, any
Hmm.
kind of a horror movie, it's the best way to do it. And then if you get on set and they like you and you do a good job, people just fall in love. They're like, hey man, maybe I'll use this guy on my set, and it works out. Like you start
Hmm.
paying and then it comes to the point to where people know you and they're like, oh man, I just want you here. I just want
Yeah.
you here, and you can act, you can hang out, you can do whatever you want.
Hmm.
So it costs
Yeah.
money, and then in the long run, you make a lot of friends in the business that kind of helps you out in the long run.
Yeah. Because like with the Sean Whalen film, I think he was just looking for extras. There was no, I didn't even think he had an Indiegogo because he
Yeah,
was,
I don't think he did.
I mean, I had to sign I forget what you call it.
NDA.
Yeah. And I couldn't say anything, couldn't even say the name of the movie until he like posted it and there's a trailer now. Um, and I couldn't really say I didn't, but the extras don't usually get the script. I didn't have a line. We showed up. I showed up. Okay, you stand at the bar here, and this girl I never met before, they said, we want you just go behind the bar, make like you're bartending. And she had never bartended before, but it was all, who knows if what you're going to see in the background anyway, because they're focused on there's a round table and there was three guys sitting there and they were swiping on their phone, talking about women, talking about girls. And, I don't even know if you'll see us in the background because,
It's all about the experience. When you're the,
yeah.
like, if
Oh,
you've never
yeah.
done it before, if you've never done it, it's like an awakening. You're like, oh wow, this is what happens on set. Because
Hmm.
9 times out of 10, you're standing around for hours
Yeah.
doing nothing, just waiting for them to call you and say, okay, this is what I need you to do. And then if
Yeah.
you're sitting in a seat and you don't have any lines, and then you got to sit in the background and act like you're talking to somebody, so you're
I was
having
good.
fake conversation
Yep.
in the back where you're like,
Well, I was going to say, that's what I was just going to say, because that's like the hardest thing to do, I think, for me, is to
and it's
not
crazy
actually
because
talk, but
right? And then
yeah.
you've got the other person, which when I had to do a scene in Deadly Endings like that, and I've already been through it in A Boy from Below and other movies, and I'm like, she's like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to like
Hmm.
have a conversation without talking. I said it's easy. Act
Yeah.
like you're talking, and we'll just like look at each other and like move our mouths, and we'll like point at each other and
Yeah.
laugh. It's
Yeah.
more you got to be more animated when you do it, so people
Hmm.
kind of, you just can't stand there and go like, because then it
Yeah.
doesn't, you don't know what
No, I
you
was
got
saying
like.
stuff and she was like making like she was cleaning a glass and she's like, and then
That's yeah.
I,
That's why
I
they call
took,
it acting, Rob.
and then I took out my card and handed it to her. Uh, you know, hold on a minute. This window came up. Okay. And we had, like I said, I don't know what you're gonna see or but we had a whole act. Like I took my card because they had to do it like 10 times, maybe not 10, but you know how it goes. But Sean had a whole professional movie camera, lighting crew, everything. Uh, so there are tiers, and I'm glad I'm glad I somehow made friends with Sean through his other movie, which I paid like $25 to have my for a chance to have my logo in the movie, which is the no good music. I took out the word podcast. I think I told you all this, but
Yeah.
uh, and then Rebecca is where I made a shirt, especially black and white because the film's black and white, that she's wearing in the film. And I got to become friends with Rebecca. She's the sweetest person. Sean's a great person. And that's how I got in to Swipe. And hopefully if they film, Rebecca's planning on doing some movies. I think she did a movie with I think Sean's wife. Uh, and one thing leads to another. And I'm not looking, I've never acted in my life, but I'm happy with just being, if I'm, if I'm seen in the movie, like a background extra.
Right.
You kind of want to be, even if it's for like 2 seconds, you still want, you still want to be in the movie because you also spent like 6 hours, 8 hours on the set, even though, like you said, we meet new people, we meet great people. I mean, that's the
I mean, you could tell them the name of that movie. It was Crust, right? That was the one Crust.
oh,
The first,
Crust, yeah. I
yeah.
couldn't say the name of Swipe before.
Yeah.
Swipe's the new one.
Now, Crust was the one with the sock monster.
Yeah, yeah. Daniel Roebuck's in that. He's
Yeah.
great. He's like the comic relief.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shonda Rawlings is in that. Daniel John Kearney's in that. Yeah,
Alan
it's good.
Ruck, Alan
Alan
Ruck,
Ruck.
who, yeah,
Yep.
Sean and him were in Twister, the original. And yeah, he did do an Indiegogo for that, of course. That's how I got my logo
Right.
in there. But I think he might have raised 100,000. I know it was very quick. I think I was amazed. Within a week or two, he had like 90,000 raised.
Wow.
Because people know, he's been around a while. He's been in big movies. So, but and our friend Xander, he's raised like 120,000, I think.
Yeah, that's what he's up to now. Yeah.
Which sounds like a lot, but there's when if you want you know, actors in there that have been in other horror movies, you know, you have to pay them. And so,
Well, people just don't understand like what goes into making a film.
yeah,
When you start making them, then you understand.
yeah,
Locations cost money, food costs money, actors cost money, lighting costs money, cameras cost money. It's like
yeah,
everything. It's like wow. Before you know it, you're like, oh my god, I spent like $6,000 and I didn't even do nothing yet.
yeah, yeah. One last thing.
And the bigger the production, the more money you're going to spend. So
Mhm. Well, this is a good first video. I'm calling it a video cast. I don't know. Do the kids call it that? The video?
yo, Rob, call it whatever you want. It's
Yeah.
yours.
Uh, and Ron's gonna do these with me. I don't know but we could do it every other week, once a month. I don't care, whenever we have time. I just know it's not going to be, like every day.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but I don't think either of us have that kind of time.
I think we aim for every other week, or even if it's once a month, we just come on
You,
and
you
talk.
tell me, I'm
Yeah.
available whenever you are. Like you said, we could do
Okay.
it every other week, and if one of us
Yeah.
has a vacation or something, we could just always postpone it to the next week or
Okay.
something.
I think we'll save this for the next one. Uh, and the name, and I don't know if when I was at the set Crimson Harvest or when I was at the house. Uh, I know Robert Todd Kennedy, who's a good friend of ours. It was either him or you. We got talking about Rudy Ledbetter,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
but but
Rudy
but but
Ledbetter.
but we're gonna save that till the next one.
No, we could definitely do that because
Yeah.
I could spend a lot of time on Rudy because
Okay.
I actually met the guy. So
Yeah.
a
We'll
lot of
talk.
people don't really meet Rudy.
We're gonna save Rudy till next time. But so thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully we didn't bore you. I don't think we did, but
I don't think so. I mean, we're kind of you and me are kind of animated and like
yeah,
we actually talk about fun stuff. So
yeah.
hopefully nobody's
I
going.
gotta I gotta get a better background. I like yours is clear. I'm like, missing parts.
All I got behind me is a bunch of my stream merchandise.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I could do it in my office. I have actually the horror stuff's in my office. So okay. So thank you, Ron, and
Thank you, Rob, for having me, man.
we'll
Like I
do
said, I
this
can't wait to
again.
do this all the time. Like this
Yeah.
is just us getting started. Wait till we start getting on a roll.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good day.
You too, man.
See ya.